Hi my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get way too emotionally invested in the shows that I'm watching. So if you're looking for a reactor that likes to talk about symbolism, themes, and character development, then you're definitely in the right place. So why don't you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Today we're reacting to episode 18 of season 1 of Demon Slayer. Last episode completely destroyed me. Seeing Zenitsu's backstory, his love for the master, the way in which he constantly talks down about himself, wanting to be someone else, without realizing that the very person he's describing is who he actually is all along. I'm hoping that this will eventually delve into his growth, his realization that he is worth far more than he'll ever truly realize. But just seeing the internal strength that he has already, even without coming to that realization, the way that he's able to master his fear, to slow the poison, his ability to continue to fight despite how scared he is of the situation he finds himself in. I just didn't expect to cry so much, and I think it's because I see myself in Zenitsu. I relate quite strongly to this fear of like not being good enough, of letting people down, of wanting to, even now I'm getting emotional talking about it. It was just such a beautiful episode and he's just such a good character. I know he's like Marmite to the community, that like you either love him or you hate him, but I love him and I will not accept Zenitsu slander on my channel. It's not happening. He's precious. I will literally fight for him. It's fine. But this idea of not wanting to let people down, of being scared, of being abandoned, those are very real feelings that I have felt. And I think that's why I'm able to connect with him so strongly. And it was similar to how I was able to bond so strongly with Armin. Both those characters very much had similar characteristics to me. So I feel like when I see people hate them, I take it real personal because I'm like, but they're like me, so that means you hate me. I'm adult enough to separate myself from the characters, so it's fine, don't worry. But I feel like when I see people berate those characteristics as not being worthy or lesser than in comparison to other characters like Tanjiro or Eren, it really kind of gets to me because I'm like, you're not seeing the beauty of their ability to overcome their fear. You're not seeing the internal strength that it takes to continue to keep moving forward, to embrace what scares you and still continue fighting. It's not an easy thing to do. And then we saw Inosuke and Tanjiro run into the father, but Tanjiro went to slice him on the arm, but it doesn't look like the sword's actually making contact. So I have a feeling they're going to run into trouble with the father, that this is going to be kind of like a roadblock for them, and that maybe they're not the right level to actually overcome the father. But I'm kind of worried as to how that's going to go down, if maybe they need to accept that not every fight is one they can win, and that maybe in this situation they need to run away in order to preserve themselves. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 18 and hopefully no more tears.
知らせでは新人の水俣の大使も数名新たに入山したようですけど、もう死んでるかもしれませんね。
行くぞ。
It's hard to know, but at least they're here now. So they're going to follow the trail. So hopefully they'll be able to help Tanjiro. Oh, let's try to get along. It's like, I just want to be friends with you. Oh wow, her kimono is beautiful. It's like butterfly wings. It's gorgeous. Whoa! God, he's strong. Not making contact. It's not penetrating. I feel like this is above their level. He's too strong for them. Ah, like it's not going all the way through like it needs to. Oh, Inosuke! They've got each other's backs. I love it. I feel like because we've seen Gayu, he's gonna have to come into play against the father. Inosuke! Oh my god, please stand up. You'll drown. Oh, he's finally accepting it. Not putting on an act anymore of, no, I'm fine. See, sometimes you just need to run. Not every battle is one that you can win. Teamwork! Oh. His little head popping up. He's helping. He's closing the gap between you. For you, because you're his friend. Can demons drown? Don't think so. They'd only be killed 2 ways, but would be kind of funny. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, the music! It's so epic. If his arm is strong, his neck's gonna be strong as well. Oh, Inosuke's so worried. He's like, look out! Don't die! I don't think it is. Oh, he's like, don't die! Inosuke realizing how much Tanjiro cares about him. Oh, Inosuke! Where's Tanjiro gonna end up is the question. I don't think that's one of the 12. I think we think it is because of how strong he is. Come on, Zenitsu. It is, but you have to hold it together. He's gonna be okay. He has to be okay. The girl went up into the air, so is she coming to help him? Because they split up, so maybe Giyu goes to Inosuke and she goes to Zenitsu. Keep fighting. He's so strong to be able to keep doing this. Her outfit is stunning. It's gonna be like an angel. Am I dreaming? She's so sweet. Okay, so Zenitsu has someone to help him. I wonder if she knows where his location is because of his sparrow. What the fuck? He's hurting his sister. What is actually wrong with you? I think he's one of the 12.
仲間そんな薄っぺらなものと同じにするな。僕たちは家族だ。強い絆で結ばれているんだ。僕と姉さんの問題だよ。余計な口出しするな。
He's hurting her in the same way the father hurt their mother. It's like he's replicating the same behaviors. You wouldn't hurt her like that.
血のつながりがなければ薄っぺらだなんてそんなことはない。それに強い絆で結ばれている者には信頼の匂いがする。だけどお前たちからは恐怖と憎しみと嫌悪の匂いしかしない。こんなものを絆とは言わない。
He would know.
偽物だ。
Oh, that triggered something.
こんなガキの鬼なら俺でもやれるぜ。
I don't think he is what you think he is.
お前は引っ込んでろ。出世すりゃ上から支給される金も多くなるから。
You're gonna get yourself killed.
俺の隊はほとんど全滅状態だが。
Because he's not related by blood to Zenitsu and Inosuke, but they have formed a bond that's stronger than most.
一瞬でバラバラに。
Holy fucking shit.
お前、今、なんて言ったの？
That it was forged.
すごい威圧感だ。空気が重く。
He's one of the 12.
ごめん。頑張ってくれ。もう少し。この鬼を倒したらすぐ
I
に
love that he took offense to it though, that like blood isn't the only thing that bonds you. Connection, ties do.
もう一度言ってみ
But
て。
just because you're related by blood doesn't mean your relationship's a strong one.
言ってよ。
ああ、何度でも言ってやる。お前の絆は偽物だ。
By forged, does he mean forced? It's an interesting terminology. Because I would say forged, in my mind, is a positive in terms of you forge that connection, you build it together. It's a sign of camaraderie and kinship, but we'll probably get the explanation as to what he means by that.
くそ、こんなところで隠れてるなんて情けねえぜ。
It's not pathetic. You're preserving your life. Inosuke, you've got this.
太刀の通らないやつを切る方。
You said you wouldn't die. Well, you didn't say you wouldn't die. Tanjiro told you not to die.
どうすれば切れる？
And he doesn't want to disappoint him.
考えろ。
Ooh! He's fast.
やべえ、やべえぜ。あいつが戻るまで。
You can't
な
die.
んとか。
What?
やんざぞ。
You're learning. Wow. I said learning. And he starts running at him, knowing it's not going to work.
汚染されたぜ。考える俺なんて俺じゃんな。
No, but you need to use your head too sometimes. Having a combination of both isn't a bad thing.
簡単なことなんだよ。一本で切れないなら、その刀をぶったたいて切ればいいんだよ。
Just keep hitting at it till it breaks.
俺って最強。
Oh! He didn't expect that. Whoa. I love that Inosuke realizes he needs to have confidence in his self, that he needs to rely on his
お
own
前は一息で
abilities.
は殺さないからね。
That he's not Tanjiro and they do things differently and that's okay. But he does still need to use his head at times.
さっきの言葉を取り消せば。
Oh, he
一息
took
で
that
殺
real
してあげる
personal.
よ。
取り消さない。俺の言ったことは間違っていない。おかしいのはお前だ。
Oh, Tanjiro standing on his conviction.
間違っているのはお前だ。
This is so tense.
くそ、あの野郎、どこへ行きやがった。
It's funny that the father ran away as soon as someone was able to fight back against them. Tend to find that quite a lot. That they're only as strong as they believe themselves to be. That the minute their victims turn back and fight them, they turn tail.
そこか。こんなクソバカだな。
Oh, he's scared.
まだ俺に頭を使わせよって魂胆だな。そうはいくか。
I'm not gonna use my head, I assure you of that.
この俺に恐れをなして震えてやがるのか。
Yeah, funny that.
今さら遅いぜ。
He's melting. Oh, it's like he's shedding his skin to become like a new form. Yeah. So was it fear or was it him biding time to shed his skin? Maybe listen to Tanjiro and your head next time and run away. Because now it's worse. Initially, I was like, okay, maybe it's a good thing that he learns that he can use his own abilities too, and that he's different from Tanjiro, but he has just kind of made it worse. Don't give up, run away. Inosuke, you can't stand there. No, you're not, no, you're not. No, you're not.
俺が戻るまで死ぬな。
Yeah, you can't die. Survival instincts, let them kick in.
でも誇り高く生きてくださいませ。
負けねえ。絶対に負けね
Come on, Inosuke.
え。俺は鬼殺隊の橋平伊之助だ。かかってきやがれゴミクソが。
Oh, I love him. Whoa!
早い。
God, he is quick. Thank God he's got some good
獣
reflexes.
の呼吸。三の牙。食い裂く。
His sword! Oh my God, please don't let him die.
獣の呼吸。一の牙。うがち抜け。刺さった。びくともしねえぞ。
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, please no. Oh my God, stop.
ごめんね
Oh.
ごめんね伊之助お前だけは生き延びて
Oh.
伊之助
誰
Your mom. Oh! Oh my God, okay, please. But the fact that his mom
だのか
ensured that Inosuke survived, which looked like an attack. It could be that she was saving him from a demon attack. I knew he would have to come into play. Damn. The fact that his sword can cut through. Insane.
死の型打ちしよう
Two water boys. Ah!
すげえ
Okay, that was cool.
こんなすげえやつ
He's so
初
calm.
めて見た
思ったより頭が回るやつだ
He's clever.
恐怖にひるまない
What would be funny is if his sister turned on him to help bring him down. Because she had that look of admiration in her eyes for Tanjiro. No! You can't do that to me! That's foul. That is a foul cliffhanger. I'm not happy.
すげえすげえあの鬼を一瞬で倒しやがった何者だお前モンジローと同じ技使ってやがったが仲間なのか
Manju. No, they both were trained by the same master, though.
じゃあとっておきの話を聞かせてやるよ炭治郎のやつは梅昆布の握り飯が善逸は鮭の握り飯が好きらしい
次回第19話日の神
He can. He just talks when it suits him. He doesn't need to talk right now. It's all good. Holy shit. What a foul cliffhanger that was. That we basically were like, yeah, Tanjiro has this. Only for his sword to snap and then the thread to come straight down the middle and then it just fades to black. What? What the fuck? That's insane. The boy is the 12th demon moon. I don't think it's the father. The father is strong, but not anywhere near as terrifying as I think it's Rue, the young boy. But I think I kind of get it, where like Tanjiro is offended that he would dare say that terror and fear are a bond, that it's a family thing. So when he's saying it's forged, he's saying you forged a bond of fear and terror. You haven't formed a connection, a family. You've forged it by your actions. That's essentially what he's saying. And then he was also offended by this idea that only blood can be this connected, because again, he has grown to care and love for Zenitsu and Inosuke in ways that are like a family. They are brothers to him, and they formed that through respect and looking out for each other and having one another's back. So this idea that this bond that they have is not worth anything, that it means less than a family bond, is an insult. But even worse so when you have somebody that is torturing his sister, that is trying to justify torturing his sister as just what families do, when he himself has a sister and would never dream of doing that to her. Yeah, I would be insulted. I would be offended. But at first, I was a bit like, okay, maybe Inosuke is right to chase this father down. That maybe, yes, he is listening to Tanjiro, but he also needs to realize that he isn't Tanjiro, and therefore it's okay for him to also rely on his own abilities and skills, that he can't make himself be Tanjiro because there's only one Tanjiro, but there's only one Inosuke. And he was getting somewhere, but then just made the situation sort of 10 times worse. So it was like, okay, maybe it's not a bad thing to also listen to Tanjiro from time to time and to use your head, but just the way in which he realizes how much Tanjiro cares about him, the way that Tanjiro is trying to look out for him and save him at every corner, and he's doing the same, really is solidifying that bond that they've created. And again, makes sense as to why Tanjiro is so offended by seeing this behavior in front of him, that this is someone that is saying that what he's doing, this terror and fear he's establishing into the family, this hatred, is okay, is normal, is what families do, and is a stronger bond than what Tanjiro could have with his comrades. Yeah, of course, Tanjiro is going to be like, you're absolutely 1,000% incorrect. But Rue took it very personal. Was almost like, when we saw Muzan and he was being questioned sort of why he was so pale and that he looked weak and sickly and was he on death's door? And he got really, really irate and angry and lashed out because of that. It's similar to that, where Rue is angered by the idea that his family dynamic, this bond, isn't normal, it's not natural, almost as if in confronting that the family dynamic is one that is actually unnatural, it's almost an admission that they have no connection. And to confront that would be to almost have everything that you've known be thrown out the window, because we saw that the father was abusing the mother. We saw that the boys were blaming the mother, that she had made him angry again and that it was her fault, that if she hadn't pissed him off, then this wouldn't be happening, and the sister was keeping herself away. But now we're almost seeing that trauma, that act of violence being replicated between Rue and his sister, almost as if they're playing the same role of the father and the mother, because they've come to accept that that's normal behavior, that this is okay and this is what families do. And then you have Tanjiro who's coming along and saying, that's not what a family unit is. That's not a family bond. That's a forged bond. That's a bond that's been created by the family dynamic that you've seen play out. You're replicating what you know and what you've seen, but that's been forged by fear and hatred and violence. It's not something that is actually normal. It's not a normal family connection, a family bond. A normal family bond, yes, is also a forged bond, but this forged bond is more so in the sense of love and empathy and protection, not so much in violence, terror, hatred, which is what we're seeing with Rue. He's repeating what his father's doing to his sister. He's torturing her in the same way because he thinks that that's normal, that that's appropriate behavior. And he takes offense at this idea that it's not, because it's having to confront the reality that what you believe is true is actually a lie. And that's why he's trying to get Tanjiro to take it back, because he's like, if you take it back, I'll give you a swift death. Because he doesn't want to confront it. He doesn't want to accept that this bond within their family isn't a real relationship. And if anyone is able to kind of call out this toxic dynamic, it's Tanjiro, because he knows firsthand he's forged a bond with his own family, with his own sister, built on love, respect, admiration. He would never, ever harm her in the way that Ruei's harming his sister. And that's why he's able to confront him and call him out on his bullshit that this family bond isn't normal. You've made it that way. And in making it that way, you cannot sit there and say that this is how everyone treats their family, how everyone treats their sister, because it's not true and it's an insult. Because my sister would never treat me that way. My sister has protected me on numerous occasions, even though she's a demon. And I would die trying to protect her in turn. That is a bond of love and respect and admiration. And in contrast, shows that family ties are more than what Rue is attempting to make them out to be. I get what Tanjiro is saying now, that there's a difference between the forging of their familial bonds, that Rue's bond of fear as family is one that he has created and forged himself, whereas that's not the reality of what a family bond should be. And he's calling him out on his bullshit, and Rue doesn't like that he's being called out on his bullshit, because again, he has to then confront the reality that what he's created isn't natural, much in the same way that you see the younger sister of Rue looking at Tanjiro with like admiration in her eyes, because it's almost as if she's having someone speak the truth when this has been a family that has normalized and accepted violence. There's someone coming from the outside looking at the dynamic and is able to actually vocalize how she feels in a way that she's never been able to express it without the fear of violence being turned on her. She has someone who is able to confront her brother, to tell her brother that his excuses that this is what families do is bullshit, and finally have her own feelings vocalized without being the victim of further violence by Rue as a result. So I really hope there is redemption in that the younger sister maybe has the opportunity to live a life away from this family dynamic, that she can have the chance for something else, because she seems a lot more reasonable and open to humans, because she didn't try to harm Inosuke and Tanjiro herself. She didn't try to fight them. She tried to run away. And yes, she got the father to do it. But I think she was fearful and knew her limitations, that she wouldn't be successful against them. And, you know, I don't blame her. I would also try and get someone stronger to fight the battle for me. But just the way that she's looking at Tanjiro just shows that she finally has someone who sees the reality of what this family has become, that they are replicating the toxic behavior of the parents and normalizing it amongst the siblings. And finally, someone is able to see it for the reality that it is, that it's not a real family dynamic. It's a fake family dynamic. It's one that's built on hatred rather than love and kindness and empathy. I love that we get a bit more of Inosuke's backstory, with him being brought out by his mother, who's trying to ensure that he survives, and she's covered in blood. So I'm going to presume it was a demon attack. And the reason she is hiding him is to ensure his survival, that at least someone survives, that a part of her, something that she loves and cherishes so dearly, can live on in this world even if she's gone. She's willing to sacrifice herself to save her son. And again, contrasts to this family dynamic too, that you have someone willingly sacrificing themselves for their child, that they will do anything to protect their child and the bond that's been established and created there. And she is risking it all for her baby. And again, spits in the face of Rue saying that their family dynamic is normal, that this is what families do, because families sacrifice themselves for each other. They would die for each other. And we see that with Inosuke's mother. And we also see that with Tanjiro and his sister. I love the parallels, and that we're seeing that true family is family that loves each other unconditionally and will sacrifice, whereas this demon family is normalizing violence and hatred and terror to the point that they don't know any other way to be, that they think that this is how families behave when it's not. But the show is directly showing us that that behavior is not normal, because it's also showing us positive family dynamics, especially with Inosuke's mother risking everything to ensure that her son survives because it's her son, it's an extension of herself, it's her baby. And that maternal love and connection is so powerful in that she likely knows that only one of them will survive. And instead of sacrificing her son to run away, she hides her son and goes back, almost as if she's going to be a distraction so that the demon doesn't seek out her son. She is willing to walk back into the jaws of death if it means saving the one thing that she loves unconditionally, which is Inosuke. And Inosuke does survive. It still doesn't answer the question as to how Inosuke knows his name, because Inosuke says that he doesn't know how to read or write. But Inosuke then said, I know my name's Inosuke because it's a name written in my pants. So he obviously could read that. Because at first I was a bit like, oh, is that how he knows his name? Because he remembers his mother saying it to him. But he did also say that he read it in his pants. So there's kind of a contradiction there. I am looking forward to learning more about Inosuke's backstory, especially because it makes you wonder who found Inosuke. Because Inosuke was a tiny, tiny baby. So there's no way that Inosuke raised himself. So somebody will have had to have taken him in and helped raise him, unless he was raised by wolves or something. But then again, that doesn't explain how he can read the name in his pants. So I wonder if he was just raised by people that were like living very deep in the forest, detached from humans, and that's why he's the way that he is. Or if he was actually raised by animals in the forest itself, so he sees himself that way, because he's very removed from humanity. So it's either he's been raised by other people who also have rejected humanity for a more animalistic like state, or he's been raised by animals, because he constantly refers to humans as being separate from himself. He doesn't seem to quite grasp that he is also human. But I love that we're seeing the bond formed between Inosuke and Tanjiro growing stronger, in that Inosuke understands that Tanjiro's looking out for him and trying to have his back, but also at the same time he's remembering that Tanjiro wants him to stay alive until he returns, that he needs to stay alive. But it's the fact that those words meant so much to him, and that he knew he had to stay alive and he had to start using his head in order to do so, because it would upset Tanjiro, just goes to show that their friendship has come so far. And the fact that Tanjiro even refers to him as his friend is so incredibly heartwarming. I'm very, very excited for the next episode. And that cliffhanger was absolutely atrocious. We know that Zenitsu is finally getting help, and again, I'm wondering if they know where Zenitsu is, because the sparrow spoke to them. I cannot remember the sparrow's name and I feel so bad. So if somebody on Patreon or YouTube wants to let me know what the sparrow's real name is, because the name Zenitsu calls it by is not the correct name. We learned that from the Taisho secret. So I'm worried if I Google it, I'll get spoilers. So if somebody could tell me, that would be great. But I think they must have learned the location of Zenitsu from the sparrow, because the way that she stumbles across him seems not really by chance, but more the sparrow must have relayed the message somehow. I'm hoping that's the case, because at the minute it does just look like the sparrow straight up abandoned Zenitsu, but I don't think the sparrow did. I think it went to try and find help, and she was the help. It stumbled across her and led her to Zenitsu. But I think that's all I want to say for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. Until next episode, bye!